My sister's boyfriend thinks my body is his business, and is trying to persuade me to marry his best friend because God wants me to be a stay-at-home mom, or I'll be sentenced to hell. So I, 22 feet, have an older sister, 28 feet. She has 4 kids, and she loves being a mom and wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I encourage her to do whatever she wants. She herself understands that I have no desire to be a mom right now, if ever. I have 2 other older sisters who are like me and don't want to be stay-at-home mothers. This is important in the story. Her boyfriend, 27 meters, is mad at me because he asked me when I'm going to settle down and said he could introduce me to his friend, 25 meters, who wants a stay-at-home wife. I told him no, that I don't want to date anyone this year, and he got mad at me for some reason and asked me why. I told him my ex-boyfriend left me with trust issues. My ex cheated on me 6 months into a 3-year relationship. He told me we broke up in 2023 and I should start getting back out there. I told him it's not his business, and he dropped it. But 2 days ago, he asked me if I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. I told him no, that I don't, and I'm not even sure if I want kids, let alone be married. He got defensive since his mom was a stay-at-home wife and mom. I told him I don't see anything wrong with being a stay-at-home mom, but that I don't personally want to depend on a man for anything. He once again got defensive and said not all men are the same. I told him he was correct, but again, not all women want the same thing. He said my sister wants to be a stay-at-home wife and mom, and I told him congratulations on finding that with my sister, but that I once again don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. He got mad because he overheard my conversation about me getting an IUD as well and told me I'm ruining God's plan to make me a mom one day. I told him whether I want kids or not is not his business. He got mad at me and told me to get out of his home, so I did. My older sister is asking me to apologize to him and not get an IUD since, if I get pregnant, it's God's plan. She also told me I should reconsider being a stay-at-home mom and wife. I told her not everyone has that dream, and she accused me of not respecting stay-at-home mothers and wives, which is nothing but lies. My 2 other older sisters are on my side and said my sister's boyfriend shouldn't be so concerned with how I live my life, and that if I don't want to depend on anyone for the rest of my life, that's my choice. He also said I'm going to hell for being bisexual, so I screamed that I guess his girlfriend, my sister, is also going to hell because she's bisexual herself, which he already knows about. Now their friends are calling me an asshole, saying that he only cares about what I do with my body since it's God's body and I should respect it and become a mom soon. So, am I in the wrong for telling my sister's boyfriend it's not his business if I don't want to be a stay-at-home wife/mom? Edit 1. I did put this in some comments, but 3 out of her 4 kids aren't even his. Edit 2. I get asked this question a lot about why I was discussing getting an IUD with my sister's boyfriend. I wasn't discussing it with him. My 3 sisters and I were all discussing it at his house, but he wasn't there. He walked in, though, when I said I was thinking of getting an IUD, and that's when he butted into the conversation. As soon as he said, God's body, not my body, my 2 other sisters and I started talking to him about it. He raised his voice, so I raised mine, and we eventually left since I don't like conflict at all. Relevant comments. Comment 1. This guy sounds like a creep. Who is he to dictate what you do with your life, your career, and your body? I hope your sister knows about this and supports you. Response. My sister who is with him wholeheartedly supports him and that I should be a stay-at-home. She wants me to apologize to keep the damn peace, but I told her I'm done keeping the peace. Comment 2. His views on stay-at-home moms and traditional gender roles are his own, and he shouldn't be imposing them on you. Update. I already knew I was going to go no contact with her boyfriend, as I don't feel safe around him. But I went ahead and called my sister to tell her, explain why I chose to go no contact with him. She is now super mad at me, saying I overreacted and all that fun stuff. So, I asked her if they were going to apologize, and she said they don't owe me an apology and that I owe him an apology. He overheard us on the phone and once again got involved in the conversation. I told him I have nothing to say to him. He said he wanted answers to 2 questions. Why I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I told him it's none of his business and to stay in his lane. Why I don't want to date or marry his friend. I told him that his friend isn't my type and never will be and that he shouldn't talk to me again. He told me if I don't stop overreacting, I won't have anything to do with my nephews and niece. That, not going to lie, got to me. I told him that for the sake of my mental health, I'm done talking to him. My sister said, okay, you made your choice, and we'll make ours. So now, I'm no contact with both of them. I also found out that my dad learned about the situation yesterday. This morning, after I was on the phone with them, he went over to yell at Josh and told him to back off. He said his daughter wasn't for sale or anything like that. They got into a fistfight and apparently, my dad won, though I'm not totally sure about that. Afterward, my dad called me, apologized, and asked me personally why I don't want to be a stay-at-home mother. I explained my reasons, which had to do with my dad and stepmom. He apologized to me, saying he never meant to hurt her. He was very harmful to her. At one point, I saw him choke her, screamed, and he let her go, but he never apologized for it. I decided to cut off my sister and her boyfriend, which sucks because I won't be able to see my niece and nephews anymore. But my mental and physical health is more important to me, to be honest. Edit. There is one more thing that was said that I forgot to mention. So in my last post about this, there were so many people telling me to ask him when he's going to marry my sister since they are not living in God's plan. So I asked him. His response was, "It's not my business to know," to which I said, "Then it's not his business to know anything about what I do with my body and who I date and all that." He got angry with me and proceeded to cuss me out. I honestly just laughed.